Basically, it's a sleepy little village, but it comes to light at New Year because all the crowds and the publicity it brings. A lot of people don't like the big crowds, but I think it is a good thing. It's good for the local businesses. Puts the place on the map.
Have you got the lighter?
Living in Allendale, there's nothing like it. It's just peaceful, there's not a lot of people here. Just a nice little place, really. Countryside.
If we went back about 150 years, most of the employment was in the lead mining that went on up and down the valley. And the people that worked in the lead mines often had a small holding to supplement their income. But with the demise of the lead mining, the farms have become larger and there's less employment on the farms now because they've become much more mechanised, and people have had to move away from the area to find employment.
Seems to be a good, tightly knit community. Well, the people are very good, not being nosy, but they know everybody and know everybody's business. Not necessarily good, but that's the way they are. And it's quite nice in its own way. Just generally, it's a lot friendlier than I would think in the big cities.
There's a lot of the community now who aren't involved with it at all because they don't have the history in the village. They don't know about it, they don't find out about it. Some do, obviously. Some of the marshals are people who haven't lived here long. At least it gives them an involvement.
It's not pagan. Some people think it's pagan, but it isn't. It's just carried on since the 1800s. Just the one night makes it special. I think it kind of wakes everybody up and it's just livens the whole place up to go through the next year.
The annual tar barrel event is actually a big tourist attraction for the area. It's a wonderful tradition that's carried on for a huge number of years now. Agriculture is changing. It's more and more difficult to make money in farming. And I think tourism is a really important thing because it brings a huge amount of people into Allendale, and it's really good for bed and breakfast accommodation and the local pubs.
Everybody comes together and then everybody goes together. It's from dead quiet to hectic to dead quiet again. The ones who actually carry will turn up every year regardless, more or less. I mean, I've said in the past, it's the night when dead men just about walk. You know, get out of bed, oh, I'm ill, but they'll turn out for that. It's strange because when I first started, virtually every house in the village was open to first footers. And after the fire, I mean, they would be going round until lunchtime on New Year's Day, still first footing. Now most of them are closed because they don't know the people are getting. It's getting to the stage now where you don't know people like you used to. But at one time, you would see people on New Year's Eve that you never seen since the previous one.
Probably one of the most memorable ones for me was way back in the late 70s. We had a huge amount of snow that year and people from outside Allendale couldn't get to it at all. So you would walk around the fire and you actually knew nearly every single person that you bumped into. But now you can walk around the fire and they're all strangers to you. They're all people that have come to Allendale just to enjoy the night.
Big community, where everyone sets it up, everyone takes it down and we all help out just to get it done, really. Feels like when you go into Allendale and you see the big fire, see people walking down the street, like big barrels on, you're just like, where am I right now? Done it every year, really, over and over and over and over again for like 22 years. It just feels like that's what you do now, just the usual. It's like, oh, there's New Year, tar barrels.
Carried my first one in 1964. The way we did it, we helped to build the fire for 2 or 3 years and they asked us if we wanted to carry. Nowadays you have to actually apply. You have to be supposedly Allendale born and bred or have ancestors who've carried.
If anyone that moved into the area could carry one, I think it would spoil the special nature of what the whole evening's about. There are very few things in life now that are so selective as being border bred in an area, and I would like to see that tradition carry on.
The reason they're called tar barrels is that the tar used to come in barrels, they put it in the boiler, heat it up and repair the roads with it. We got the barrels after they'd finished. And the original ones like that, what was a big danger with them, you could scrape the tar off as best you could, but very often when they got lit and heated up, if there was any leaks, the tar used to find them and they used to dribble out. Lately it's been more whiskey barrels, beer barrels, fish barrels even, jam barrels, all sorts, just whatever you can get nowadays.
My family's been doing it for generations after generations, so it is a big deal doing it this year for the first time. Just to do it for a family tradition and keeping it going, really.
They're tested on the day we built the fire. We actually bring them, the new ones down and test them with a barrel because it's surprising how heavy they are. And people sort of don't realise, you know. 2.5 stone? Is that right?
2.5, 3 actually.
Depends how many bricks you put in.
In Allendale, you get them people who say like, oh, I'll carry, but they never do. So if you lived here all your life, you may as well give it a go at least once.
My family's carried throughout the years. My dad carried, and then my brother got the barrel, and I've carried since I was 17.
I moved here as a 16-year-old, and I understand that I haven't lived here long enough to carry a barrel, but I know a lot of people that carry the tar barrels and carry the torches during the procession, and it's wonderful to see them all dressed up in their various costumes, and some of those costumes have been handed down through generations of people, and it's nice to see them continue to be worn, and I'm sure it brings back lots of memories about people that have long since gone.
That means a lot to me. I would like to think that I can carry on carrying for, well, a few more years yet, and that my son and grandson will carry it on, and hopefully I can come and watch them, and that's what it all goes down to, that as they get older they'll come in and they'll get a barrel and carry, and hopefully enjoy it and want to pass it on to their children. And that keeps it all going.
Be excited. Be a lot more excitable going to do this, walk around, see you're actually part of it. Only nervous bit about it is throwing it in. Just try not to bare my face when the wind catches into the barrel and blows a giant fireball up.
Mind your nose, Gav. Keep your snout back.
What a big hoot, I like.
Yeah, I do. Exactly. How well then? That's for you.
Oh, it's got my name on it.
Before I was putting the barrel on my head, I went a bit like, is this actually happening? Like, this is real now? And then once the barrel was on my head, I was like, it's fine. Everything just disappeared once they got lit.
Should old acquaintance be forgotten, ever thought upon? The flames of love extinguished and fully past and gone. Is thy sweetheart now grown so cold, that loving breast of thine, that thou canst never once reflect on all lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
I'll do it till I can't walk, until I find it very difficult. But certainly not in the near future, I think. I prefer to carry a barrel, but if I had to drop down to a torch, well, I would, just to be part of it. This year was more special because my son and my grandson carried like barrels for the first time. So hopefully many more years to go.
It was weird being on the other side of the barrier, being in the middle of it all. Last minute was a bit weird because like all the flames were shot up in front of you, but that was a good experience. I was proud. Like every year I've seen people do it, and then actually being on the other side this year, it made us feel a bit like part of Allendale and doing a bit for the community, really.
After we get New Year's Day over, people have to go back to work, and everything gets back to normal as if it's never happened, really. People just get on with their lives, and we'll look forward to the next one. It's an old tradition. Apparently supposed to burn out the spirits of the old year and start a new year clean. So they say, but it remains to be seen that.